Party time!
Viva Pinata, filled with fun.
Filled with fun!
Don't enjoy them all. Viva Pinata, filled with fun.
Filled with fun!
Viva Pinata, don't be enjoy.
Carl and Damon here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short, and it's They Made What Into a TV Series, Episode 8. 2 segments again, Mad Mongo and Hudson's Biggest Fan. Airing on 2 separate dates again. October 21st, 2006 for Mad Mongo, and October 28th for Hudson's Biggest Fan.
Do you think they wanted to be 2 separate episodes?
I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, no, because you would have had a slot on TV,
Yeah.
and with adverts included, it would have been about 30 minutes. And like you said, if you watch the 2 segments together on one, you have a clear, defined middle point ad break.
you can see,
so I don't think that would have been the case, but maybe they were just separated wherever they were aired. Segment 1, Mad Mongo. The Pinatas have discovered a mess on the island, and Franklin's surfboard has a bite out of it. Paulie claims it's the work of a sour, and Fergie starts to panic. And it's like, okay, this is cool, we're bringing in the sour pinatas. You remember from the game? Sour pinatas would come in and cause some bother, but you could tame them. That's what this episode's about.
Yep.
Franklin doesn't know what a sour is, though, and Fergie tells him that it's a wild and untamed pinata that is dangerous. And I do like when they do this whole... It's just there. It's immediately there, and it attacks them.
Yep.
It is a sour maca raccoon.
Yep.
And Franklin wants to help it as it attacks him. He decides he's going to call it Mongo, even as it goes wild. And Franklin claims he will tame it in time for the ballroom banquet dance. Paulie points out that it is the most upper-class event, and Fergie claims he can't tame it, don't be crazy. But Franklin insists he'll turn the sour into a gentleman, and they won't be able to recognise, tell the difference between the pair by the end. This episode, using that line there and how they bring it back at the end, I'll just give you a round of applause for the way you do this. All while this is happening, it's funny. Because while they're talking and all that, this sour is going crazy on Franklin constantly during it, so it is quite funny. Bringing it home, Franklin attempts to civilise the sour. He starts by trying to get it to do a necktie, but it just eats them, which is funny.
Yep.
Next, it's learning how to eat like a posh person. Again, this fails as the sour throws the utensils at Franklin. Having had enough, Franklin attempts to get it to go to bed, but it destroys that and then goes to sleep in a trash can outside. It's more comfortable there. Franklin isn't giving up though, and the days pass with no luck. It's still a wild animal. Later, Franklin meets up with Fergie and Paulie, and he still insists that he will be able to complete the task. Returning home, Franklin finds the place wrecked and is devastated though when he finds Mongo has destroyed his family picture, the one with his father in it.
Yep.
Sad moment. But during that, Franklin brought something back, and it's what causes the sour maca raccoon to evolve into a normal maca raccoon. And it evolves into a well-spoken posh pinata. I couldn't remember what it was, but I guess it's from the game.
Yeah, it was...
He said it, but I couldn't pick it up.
I mean, it looked like some sort of weird sort of candy, but I don't think it was that because...
I know you have to feed them certain things to get them to evolve in the game, so I guess that worked. Oh no, I do remember. I did write it down. Sorry, I found out Cluckles. And that was what caused the evolution. After Mongo ends up cleaning up the place, and Franklin has to stop him over-cleaning. So this is now a thing. This is a problem for Franklin. He can't handle Mongo's constant cleaning. He's basically a neat freak.
The noise, man. The squeaky noise.
Yeah, basically. He's desperate for some peace and quiet, and it's all these different noises, the squeaking of plates, the constant brushing and all that. It's too much. He ends up running outside and tries to get some sleep in the bin. And here I clocked what they were doing. I was like, oh, okay, I see where they're going here.
Yeah.
So later at the party, Franklin arrives, and he is now wild like the sour was. Mongo tries to get him in, as Franklin is denied by security. And they both end up going wild and secure with Mongo reverting back to being a sour.
Yep.
As Paulie and Fergie acknowledge that they can't tell them apart. So Franklin was right. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's clever.
Yeah, it's funny, yeah.
Good segment.
Yeah.
Good segment, you know? Good introduction of a sour, good way to do it. And that we've said before, some of the animation, how they sort of make the move and all that is very, very strong.
Yeah, the animation, even the music with the old sour music, was, it was all spot on.
Yeah, and that kind of carries in the segment too. Hudson's biggest fan, although this one has some serious creepy vibes from an adult perspective.
Oh, yeah.
Hudson has published his autobiography and is signing books. And Beverly Badgesicle is first in line. She is his biggest fan. And quickly we realise Ah, you're one of those fans.
She's a stalker, man.
Crazy.
Proper, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. We'll get to some of the more insanity moments. She doesn't want it because he's kind of like, you just want my. Haven't you got my autograph enough? And she's like, yeah, you've got a point. Sign my face. I was like, fuck. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. And Hudson is naturally uncomfortable. Beverly is dragged out. Later, Hudson is walking through the jungle with Paulie and Fergie when they're stopped by Beverly. She pretends to be like a crossing guard.
Yes, yeah.
And the others claim she's obviously obsessed with Hudson, who dismisses it. And then he runs into her, having built a giant statue of him. We then see Hudson appearing on Pierre's talk show. They're taking calls. And the first is Beverly, who pretends to be someone else. Hudson then tries to take other calls, but each one is just Beverly pretending to be someone else. Yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, proper, yeah.
It gets worse. It actually gets worse. Sometime later, Hudson finds Beverly in his garbage. She's looking for hoof clippings. And I was like, right, there we go.
Yep.
Call the Pinata police.
Yeah, indeed, yep.
Yep. Hudson gets her to leave by giving her half a tube of toothpaste, and she tells her to be back tomorrow to find a toothbrush to go with it. It's like, oh my god.
She's going to kill you, man.
This is where he's literally going to end up. He's going to end up, yeah. So to keep Beverly out, Hudson sets up an insane defense system with the help of Viva Pinatas. And now, with his troubles seemingly behind him, he has a bath. But Beverly is inside the bath already. The fact that you're laughing about it shows they kind of nailed this segment again.
It was funny, yeah.
Yeah. And she now reveals, in a really innocent way, that she's been living in his attic for the past week. It's like, oh my god! He sends her away, but finds out through his agent that Beverly has set up a competition in his name to spend a weekend away with the winner. Guess who wins it? Beverly. So the idea of having to spend a weekend alone with her, he freaks out and goes to see the other pinatas. He's concerned that if he doesn't go through with it, it will damage his image. I thought that's an interesting touch.
She'll fucking kill you, man.
Yeah, but I thought it was an interesting touch.
Yeah,
Because she's set up in a way that he has no choice. Franklin suggests, hey, be honest with her. Just tell her how you feel. And I was like, okay, that's a cool message.
Yep.
Yeah. Later, Ella is visiting Beverly's home and noticing how much Hudson stuff she has. Ella actually gets a little freaked out here.
Yep.
Beverly is getting ready for a date and thinking they will get married. And in an incredible drop line of just like, that's kind of sad in a way. We find out that Ella has been married at least 12 times before or planned to be married and she either forgot. She's got 12 wedding dresses in her cupboard. And I was like, oh. Because it reminded me of the episode, you know, where she thinks she hasn't been invited to the dance because she can't remember. I was like, it's a little dark, isn't it? So she probably like was supposed to get married and then stood her grooms up on the altar. Yeah. Goodness me. Or maybe we're just overthinking it.
Yeah.
Later, Beverly and Hudson are having a meal and Hudson tells her, look, I'm just not that interested. And she thinks he's proposing though. But she quickly realises that she has a crush and that's it. So it's really cleverly done. She thinks he's about to marry and he's actually leading into like basically saying, I'm not that interested in you. Yep. And then she's like, oh, okay. Kind of realises she has a crush and she's like, all right, fine, no worries. She then just leaves. And Hudson is happy until he realises that he's actually going to miss her and all the fawning and the attention she's been giving him. And he ends up chasing after her, the roles being reversed. Yeah. And she blows him off. And the last thing we hear as he's kind of begging outside the door is her calling up to apply for a restraining order. And it's like, oh my God! Yeah. Interesting, right? Yeah, so this is fun.
It's probably one of the best episodes so far.
Yeah, one of the best segments.
You know,
no, I'd say put Mad Mongo and Hudson's Biggest Fan together. Yeah. Best episode so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Both are fun. Both are funny, entertaining, good ideas.
Yeah.
And like, so now we're kind of getting used to the characters. We're used to Hudson. We're kind of used to them. And the voice actor and the person that did Beverly was great. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I'm a big fan of these ones.
She sounded like she had experience too. No.
Oh, yeah.
Not judging.
Well, it's an interesting thing as well because the kids were like the silly antics of it, but from an adult perspective, you know, you've got a horror-esque here, obsessed fan.
Definitely. So you hear about all these actors and footballers who had these
issues. Of course, stalkers and all that. Movies were made about it and stuff like that. It's crazy stuff, absolutely. Episode 8, Mad Mongo, Hudson's Biggest Fan. Do you agree with us? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?